Okay, this game's about how to save and load your character and your score. So it'll load up in the room that you go into. So like in the first room, there's not going to be a save because it's the first room. You move to the second room, it'll save there. You move to the third room with the boss, it won't save there. If you die, then you go back to the second room, or you could potentially have it save in the boss room if you wanted to. But to make it more difficult, I wouldn't save it in the boss room to make him jump back to the second room. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Now, for some reason, I've done this game and somehow it loads up to the first room. There should be a message that pops up when you first play the game where it says there's no save file, and it does do it, but for some reason it's going to the first room. But you click on it and it would say no save file found, but because there's no save in this room right here. When you move to the second room, it'll save. Alright, so let me show you what I'm talking about. So go here and load up and goes to the second room. See that? And then he'll move to the third room, which is the boss room, and it won't save there. So what will happen is when you press the load, it will go back to the second room. So he goes back to the second room because I don't have a save in the boss room when it will not save. So I will go to the boss room. So say if I beat the boss, then I'll move to the next room, and that's the next level up. So now it should save there. So I will play it. And it goes to that room there. And just to give you a rundown real quick, if I press the play button, this is what's going to happen. He goes to the first room again. Alright, so let me show you what's going on here. So in the load button here, you have go to add event, grab a left pressed, then in your control tab here, this is what it states. So it's going to open up your save file if you have a save file. If it doesn't have a save file, it's going to show this message, no save file found. That's what I was trying to explain to you earlier. I don't know, for some reason on my PC it's saved for some reason, and so it didn't show that message. But if you play your game for the first time, it will say no file found when you click on the load button right at the beginning, because you haven't played the game yet. So why would it load up to the save room when you haven't played it the first time? So this will be the first message that pops up when you click on the load button. And if you have any coins saved, it will save your coins in the room as well. Right here, see the score? It will save your score, and it will also save the room that you're in. But in this tutorial, I'm not going to talk about score. It's just going to be talking about saving your character in the room. And then you need a ini close, so it will close. It will save your information. It will load it up, and then it will close out. You want to have a close on here so you don't have a data breach. When you're playing your game on your phone, or even on the computer, because if it has a data breach, it'll crash your game. It will just close. your game app will just crash, and it'll say, sorry, it's closed. Your game crashed. So you need to have an INI closed so you don't have a data breach, data leak anyways. So this is loading your score, and it's loading the room you're in. That's what's happening here. That's if you have a save. If you don't have a save, when you click on the load button, it's going to say no save file found. Alright, next, in my rooms, my first room here, well, that's the title screen, so you're not going to have anything there. In the first room, you don't have any save block. What I'm talking about here is this object save first. So you don't have it visible. Do a create, control tab, and then your save information is going to be this. So this is going to save your character in the room at the beginning, and it's going to save your score if you have a score. Then you have an INI close. So if you don't have a score in the room, you probably potentially could take this code out right here if you wanted to. But I would just leave it in. It doesn't do anything if you take it out. I mean, if you leave it in anyways. But I would just leave it in there just in case if you wanted to score later on. So it's going to say the room you're in, your score, and then it's going to close so you don't have a data breach. And don't have it visible. So in the next room, I should have labeled this room 1, 2, 3, 4. I did not, but this is the next room, and it has a save. So when you move to the second room, or say in this tutorial room 3, it's going to save. Then when you move to the boss room, it's not going to save because I don't have the block there, so it's not going to save there. But when you move to the next level, after you kill the boss, move to the next level, it will save there because I have another coded block. So it's the same information. You have save 2 block, has the same code that will save it when you move to that room in your score. And also I have a destroy set to other. So this is also another prevention for data leak, so your game doesn't crash. And that's why I have 2 save blocks. You don't want to have it set to self because if you load it up in your game, it may not load. So that's why I have another save block. So I know when I press the load button, it's going to load my game in another room. If you set it to self, it may or may not load. So you want to make sure you have it set to other. And in each room you would have another unique save. So if you have, in this case, if you had room 6, you would make another block saying object underscore save underscore 3, and then you would have the same code, and you would have a destroy other. If you had room 7, you would do the same thing, make another block that says object underscore save underscore 4, and you would have the same code, and the destroy would be other, set to other. So for each room you want to save it in, you have to make a unique save block. That way you're not going to have a problem loading your game. Alright, and that's pretty much it. Everything else I've talked about in the previous videos. But if you wanted to save your items in the room, if you pick up an item and you want to save it like an inventory system, watch my previous videos on how to save items in your room when loading. This is just a simple save for your score and your character. Thanks for watching.